Let's go for a long react here. The state of gaming. Okay, I feel like this is gonna be important. This is about the Ubisoft fucker being like, pay $100 or whatever the fuck he said.
Good afternoon.
We're making quadruple in gaming.
My fellow gamers. As all of you know, I am one of you. I am an avid enjoyer of
Yes,
gaming.
sir.
It's been a huge part of my life for my entire life. It's in my veins. It's in my blood. It's
Girl pool? What?
embedded deep in my DNA. My body isn't powered by a heart. It's powered by another graphics card.
I did
It's a
not,
4090 in here that's keeping this flesh mech suit online. I'm like Tony Stark, but nerdier. Anyway, I feel as though I'm the only one qualified to give you the state of gaming address for 2024. Now, I've seen a lot of groaning and moaning, a lot of whining and complaining, a bunch of hoo-wee and hoo-ha and yee-haw about gaming industry is dying. It's this festering wound. It needs, needs a huge change, this and
I'm gonna be honest with you. I think anyone that says the gaming industry is dying literally just does not play any indie games and is not tapped in with any indie games, bro. Also, the gaming industry is literally making so much fucking money. That is why Disney is trying so hard to figure out how to profit off of them. Like, literally, they're like trying so hard. They're like, Epic Games, Fortnite, that'll work, right? Let's just put a shit ton of money into them, you know? But yeah, I really feel like anybody that's like, gaming fucking sucks now. It was way better at this time to this time. I mean, don't get me wrong. There were some amazing fucking games, okay? PlayStation 2 era, oh my God. Crazy, bro. Crazy. But to anybody that's like, oh my God, gaming is at the worst it's ever been, is literally just not tapped in. They're not tapped in on like indie games and trying a bunch of different games. Yeah, man.
that.
Megan! What's up, family?
And while I agree with some of the sentiment, I actually think there are signs that the industry is going in a better direction overall. And I'll explain what I mean, but I want to start with something obvious.
Too Mad died? What?
A lot of the $70 games we've been getting recently are just terrible. Not even worth playing, definitely not worth paying $70 for.
Yeah.
Such as Suicide Squad, and most recently, the first quadruple A game, according to Ubisoft, Skull and Bones. Suicide Squad has flopped. Its player count has plummeted to under 1,000 players on Steam, and this is a live service game. This isn't just one of those like single player.
Not gonna lie, Suicide Squad. Hear me out. I haven't played it. I don't know shit about it. I've watched a little bit of gameplay. I've heard a little bit about it. They should have just made it $20. They should have made it $20. But like, yeah, yep, it's a game service a game. Yep. You won't have nearly as many pissed off people. Yo, let's go, Megan. Let's go. Getting laced with bent. That's what I heard. Oh my God, bro.
Player games where you expect a massive drop off. This is one of those things that's supposed to live on for a long time that gets people hooked like heroin. But the only thing it got them hooked on was the idea of better games, because that shit is miserable. So that game has been largely a failure, and now Skull and Bones seems to be following suit, which is Ubisoft's latest super stinker, which is a ship combat game.
There's no way.
Boarding. So it takes out the most fun part
There's
about
no
being a
way.
pirate, the boarding, and reduces it to just being a cutscene. Quadruple A my ass. Unless all of those A's stand for different adjectives for how bad it is. Abominable, awful, abysmal, asinine. Like, it's so stupid to me how this game is out there right now in its beta or whatever for $70 when it doesn't even have boarding. Fucking Assassin's Creed Black Flag a decade ago has better ship combat and a lot more fun experience of being a pirate. It's crazy. I will not be playing Skull and Bones. I want to make it clear. I've only watched the streamers play it as well as the reviews on it, and I think it is in an inexcusably bad state. This is just blatant garbage that's being put out here for a quick payday and a big infusion of cash. I don't foresee them ever actually making this game good. I'll go ahead and put it on record here. We can check back in on this in 2 years if Skull and Bones happens to be the next biggest game on the planet. That's amazing. But I just don't see that happening, especially not with Ubisoft at the helm. It looks so painfully mediocre at best.
To which guy, Chucky?
The best compliment I've seen anyone give Skull and Bones is that it's mediocre. Can you imagine that? Paying $70 for mediocrity and doing it with a smile.
Dude, yeah, I'm gonna be honest with you. I haven't watched much Skull and Bones, okay, gameplay. I haven't played it myself. Um, I I would just buy Assassin's Creed Black Flag. I just buy Assassin's Creed Black Flag.
Smile on your face because I can't, and you shouldn't accept it either. And this is where I get into the positive news, where a lot of these games have increased their price and decreased their quality.
Yeah, I was about to say, Chucky, this is a lot of people's god. You might want to watch out. You might catch some strays.
The gap in the market has only widened for people hungry for actually good games. And that gap has been filled by smaller studios making smaller games. So, like the $40 price tag games, for example.
Yeah.
Those have been dominating 2024. Pal World breaking all of the records, basically. And now, most recently, Helldivers 2 having this
Oh, dude, we gotta check out Helldivers too. I've seen a lot of it.
amazing blow up. Over 400,000 concurrent players right now for
Huh?
Helldivers 2, and it's only growing by the day. And Helldivers 2 is an amazing game. It's full of passion and fun. I think it's one of the best co-op experiences I've had since Lethal Company. And speaking of Lethal Company, that's another example to what I'm saying. Last year we
Yeah, again, I'm gonna be honest with you. The like $20 to $40 space, I feel like, for games is gonna be huge in the next couple of years. I feel like that's just like not as much buying as $70 because fucking a lot of people have a lot of money right now, obviously, and also so many AAA games fucking blow. They fucking blow, dude. I mean, chat. I literally can't think of any right now. Not like just because I have a tiny brain. What? Give me a couple of really good AAA games that have came out in the last 3 years. Here we go. I'll name the ones I like. Alan Wake 2, Baldur's Gate 3. Can we think of any more? The Spider-Man games, probably. But even then, they aren't really like crazy innovation from what I've seen. Like, really, they aren't like crazy. They are probably worth $80, 1 to 2 hours. The 40th copy of GTA 5. Why are games constantly like $80 now? I miss my $20 AAA titles. Because they know they can get the fucking money out of people. I mean, if people stop spending $80 on the games, and then they'll stop doing it. It's like Madden. These fucking dumbasses that buy Madden every year. I was one of them this last year. I'm not gonna lie, dude. After like 5 years of not buying Madden as soon as it released, I bought it like week of because I was so excited to play Madden. You know, but fucking, they got me, dude. They got me. They get you, dude. Skyrim extra special with a cherry on top edition. Madden consumer, yeah, dude. Madden consumer, yeah, man. That's really the only two. Well, I guess three considering Spider-Man and like God of War, right? Those are like four $60 games that I can think of off the top of my head. I can't think of any more. I mean, if I look through my Steam library, I'm sure I'll find a couple more. But like, out of all the AAA games releasing, those are the only ones that come to the top of my head that are like really good. You know, yo, Mass Boy, good luck with your stream, brother. Yeah, man.
saw Lethal Company come out and absolutely spanked the cheeks of the gaming industry. Had it bent over their knee, disciplining them, showing them how it can be done.
Yeah, I mean, Lethal Company literally, like, their player count was way higher than MW3's was, Because it was fucking $10. It was a good, simple game that was fun to play. Like, bottom line, man. Make your games fun to play. Make them easily accessible. It's going to be good. I mean, think about, like, Stray, bro. If that was made by, like, a AAA, or if that was a AAA game made by a huge company, it would be, like, $70, I mean, but an indie dev made it $40, and I think it's way bigger than it probably would be if it was a AAA game because they made it more easily accessible, Like, the newest Need for Speed is $70, but I always see it on sale for, like, $9, and that's a game I almost got at launch. Yeah, dude. Yeah.
done if you just make a fun game. It's a
Oh,
cheap game made
here we
by
go.
a single developer, and it took the whole industry by storm for a while, and it's still popular to this day. So we're seeing these games pop up that aren't blockbusters by any means. They're not $100 million production, fucking 10 years in development hell. You know, these are games made by smaller teams that just deliver unique and fun experiences. And it shows how hungry gamers are for that kind of.
Yeah, I mean that's another thing I feel like with a lot of these games is like the unique experience. Like, when have you played a game that's like Lethal Company? I mean, I guess you could say like kind of like Phasmophobia, right? Sorta, but like that's a pretty unique experience. Stray, unique experience. I mean, I'm just thinking of like some of the better indie games recently. Um, what's more, Pow World? I mean, I guess that's kind of just like ripping on a bunch of different shit, but it's ripping on a bunch of different shit pretty fucking well, honestly. From the little bit that I played Power World, it's ripping on shit pretty well.
Product. I've said for a while the future of gaming is not in more AAA titles that get more and more expensive to produce and spend more and more time in development. It's these games, these like AA games
Yeah.
coming out that are cheaper, a lower price point, and still offering many hours worth of fun to players.
The game where you go into people's butts and clean them out. I never played a game like that before. Oh, yeah. Revenge of the Colon? Yeah, that shit was fire.
And we're seeing that right now, and you're seeing how they're being rewarded with this level of success. And I think that is a great sign for things to come. I'm hoping this will start to push developers away from just, you know, pumping out this formulaic, by the numbers, generic garbage like Suicide Squad, trying to capitalize off buzzword genres like live service nonsense, even though there's nothing in there that makes the game actually worth playing. Or most recently with Ubisoft just putting out the most bare bones pirate game ever,
Yeah.
just to try and capitalize off that as well. I'm hoping companies will start to pay more attention to the success of these $40 games, these smaller games, and shift to that direction.
Oh, don't worry. Pokemon and Nintendo are taking notes on Power World succeeding, my boy. They are taking. Yeah. Okay, we're taking this on the court. Yep. We about to take these guys. Oh, we about to give them a spanking. We about to give them a spanking. Welcome back, Dom.
Instead of spending 5 years developing a pile of mediocre garbage, why not spend a year or so developing something that's much smaller in scale, but tries to do something different that is just a fun game for maybe like 10, 15 hours even. You don't need.
I mean, bro, look at fucking Puppet Combo's success. I know that they're not like some huge fucking, like, it's not a huge game like Power World or Helldivers or fucking Lethal Company, but look at their games and how well they perform with their cult fan base and how simple they are, you know? Like, they reuse assets and shit, and they do well. They do really well on these, like, indie game sites and shit. Like, I'm sure those devs are doing pretty good for themselves, you know? Honestly, I'm gonna say I'm not on Critical's view with this because they gonna take notes on new indie games and then start making them, releasing them for $70 and maybe crashing the indie game dev market. Well, here's the thing, Josh. Here's the thing. Here's why I think he's right, and I get where you're coming from, but I think this is gonna stop this. One, these like couple dev, single dev, companies or just developers have way more creative freedom, so they will forever be able to push in farther directions than these huge companies that have to ask this, like, there's this guy before they can make an actual change. And also, game dev, like bigger like studios, are so fucking slow to trends. Like, look at the Battle Royale and how long it took for Call of Duty to get there, and then how well Call of Duty's been able to continue to succeed at Battle Royales. I mean, like, there's still like a lot of people that play Warzone, but it's not the same way it was, and it took so long for them to perfect that, So I think that's going to be a problem. Yeah, I also think just like the creative freedom of indie devs themselves to be able to create shit is going to be really hard for these AAA companies to recreate, unless they, like, I don't know, really get some like really like strong like leadership that has some really like innovative designs. But also, like, it's really hard to do that because if a AAA studio wanted to create something like the Puppet Combo games, they couldn't. You can't release a game in PS1 graphics for $60. Nobody's gonna fucking buy that. $70, $80. Yeah, Ubisoft would never put out a game about cleaning butts. Playing Warzone in 2024 is kind of nuts. Yeah, on God, dude. On God, bro.
A game that's going to keep a player hooked for like 80 hours plus by just delivering more escort missions like Suicide Squad aims to do. You can be satisfied by delivering like a $20 to $40 game that gives a player 15 hours worth of fun and they're done with it by the end. That's totally fine. You get your money's worth and that makes me excited. Now, granted, the 3 examples I've given of these massive games that are smaller teams, smaller price, Pal World, Helldivers 2, Lethal Company, those games have tons and tons and tons of hours worth of content in them for you to enjoy. But I still think there's nothing wrong if the industry shifts to making smaller games that are only like 15 hours worth of entertainment, as long as it's a really unique experience and it's fun to play. I think you will get your money's worth, and the price point being at that 20 to 40 range. Like the $70 price tag should be reserved for the really meaningful titles, like a GTA 6 style thing.
Yeah.
Obviously, that's the most extreme example. But when you see a $70 price tag for something, you're expecting the highest level of quality. But right now, when you see $70 or $60, it's you could be getting the worst game of the year. Fucking Jujutsu Kaisen Cursed Clash is a $60 game right now. And that game is unforgivably awful. And I think it's good news that these AAA developers are not being rewarded for it. Like, again, Suicide Squad flopping, Jujutsu Kaisen Curse Clash, the most refunded game in history, I believe, according to one of the articles I read, which makes sense because anyone that bought that game actually got scammed. Actually, just completely full-blown blatant scam. So it makes sense everyone would be refunding it. Like, and Skull and Bones
What's up, Jesse?
Going to be a flop. All of these big budget productions that are being sold for $60 to $70 are not really...
Oh no! Jake's falling into the trap we were just talking about. Oh no!
Turning a big profit for these companies, so I feel like they're going to start to pay a lot more attention.
The music video? Shoot, Jake.
To the smaller budget title.
Yeah, I happen to know the guy shooting the music video. Anyway, sorry. Continue with the reacts.
The titles that they can actually
true.
More with, because you won't need to invest years upon years of development time to it. You instead just need to invest into a good idea and a passionate team that can deliver something fun for a reasonable price. Like it's that simple.
Yeah.
We're seeing this proven time and time again now.
Bro, I feel like that's the thing. Like these fucking like there's these huge fucking dev teams. I don't know. The industry feels really weird. It kind of reminds me of there's that one production company that's like pushing shit right now in the music industry. Sorry, the like movie industry that's like pretty much keeping any artistic shit afloat, and it's like a much smaller team, or like even like music industry wise, like independent artists. Yo, what's up, Poppy? What's up, Poppy's Playtime? It's like keeping the music industry, or like with the music industry, like independent artists are just like moving and innovating way more right now than a lot of these like bigger, like huge artists, you know? So I think that's like kind of the way that the game industry should shift. Yes, Iron King, I do. I have 3. That's where the game industry should shift. Some of these bigger studios should just fucking hire like freelance indie devs. Why the fuck not, man? Why the fuck not? To make them a game and then release it under their fucking umbrella. I don't know. I'm kind of just spitballing out of my ass at this point. I just be an eepy little guy trying to fucking say some ideas on the internet about indie devs and how I love indie devs.
More often now than ever. So I actually like this.
I'll figure out that theory before I present it again to chat. I'll think through in my head.
Direction the gaming industry is going right now, because we're rewarding some of the more unique titles, the more fun titles like the Helldivers, Like, it's nice to see that. Recently, the most popular games haven't been dominated by AAA blockbusters just bullying indie titles or anything. It's actually been the smaller studios, the smaller, cheaper games that are annihilating the big boys on the block. And I just think that's great. So I'm excited to see if this trend continues throughout 2024. It's still very early. We haven't seen the biggest heavy hitters of 2024 come out yet. So I guess that remains to be seen how exactly it's all going to shape up. But I wanted to talk about it a little bit.
Amaro, what's up, family? Also, Dom, peace out, family. Jake, I'm excited to hang as well. Yo, Jake, when's the next Kith Ba fucking gig?
Because it put a smile on my face seeing the success of Helldivers today. Helldivers was really
like
check
out
Helldivers.
Helldivers.
Want to talk about it because I really love everything they've done with that game, and I love to see a game like that being rewarded in the way that it is. And I hope we see more things like it throughout the year, and just generally.
You're not allowed to go. What?
I really hope we can start getting away from all of these massive $100 million games that just are soulless, just cash grabs, and we get back to having more AA titles out there. I remember in the Xbox 360 era, early in the 360's lifespan, there were so many games coming out from so many different studios that just had all kinds of creative ideas that they were just throwing shit at the wall to see what stuck. And sometimes you had some hidden gems, some bangers. But nowadays, in the mainstream gaming space, these giant players only invest heavily into like one or two projects and put all of their eggs in that basket. And most of the time, it's not turning a profit anymore because the games just aren't really hitting. Like, some of them are, of course, obviously. But there's been so many flops recently that you just keep hearing about. It's not sustainable. You can't have every game take 6 years in development and cost 9 figures to develop. It's not going to work long term. So I really think the future...
Especially when they're shitters. Especially when they're shitters, dude. Skull and Bones, are you kidding me? Skull and Bones, more like skull emoji, okay? Yeah, I fucking said it, man. I said what we're all thinking.
$20 to $40 price range on games, smaller in scale, smaller in scope and development time, and you produce some interesting shit. So I just wanted to talk about it a little bit. That's kind of where I think everything is in the gaming industry right now, and I'm pretty optimistic for the future of it. That's really about it. So yeah.
Dude. Honestly, same, bro. When I'm gonna be honest with you, chat. When I'm playing fucking Slay the Princess, bro, I'm like, yo, this is fire. Holy shit. Indie devs are fucking sick. Playing like Lethal Company. Oh my god, this shit is fire, bro. This shit is fire. I'm so fired up. Wait, did Resident Evil 8 release at $60? There we go. There's one more title that I can think of recently that has released. Let's see. What else? Released at $60. I play Lake. Indie devs, bro. Holy shit. Bro, indie devs are fire on God. On God, bro. Wait, what did Amara say? Wait, where was Amara LMAOing at? Okay, I feel like Bully 2 would have done better numbers for Rockstar than the 50th GTA Online update. Yeah, man. I agree as well. I mean, probably not, though, to be honest. Like, for their numbers-wise, you know? But I think they should have still released that shit because it would have very much ignited their fan base to have faith in them. I mean, I understand that most of Rockstar's fan base it loves them. But as somebody that used to be a Rockstar fanboy that has seen the light, okay, of the fact that they are kind of a shitty company, yeah, maybe my craziest take.